say that the big next thing for us is adoptive transfer therapies. And right now, if you look at a field like cancer, there's chemotherapies, there's radiation therapy, and all of these have had their efficacy in certain areas, but there's still a lot left to be desired. I mean, there's still many people dying every year from cancer, and that's where something like adoptive transfer therapies have started to make a big difference in very niche areas. So for example, CAR T cells for lymphomas, they've made, I think it was 80-90% cure rates they had for patients that had no other options. And this really speaks to the power of concepts where you can take cells out of a patient's body, engineer them against the disease, and put them back in to fight the disease. Now, one challenge that a lot of these approaches have is that it's really difficult to engineer your immune cells to fight a disease. They're very resistant to any, let's say, instructions, so to speak, that you would try to convey to them. And our system appears to work really well at getting material into these immune cells. And once you can get stuff inside them, you can start to manipulate their internal mechanisms and engineer them to do almost anything you would want. And we really think that's, that could be the key to starting to learn how to engineer the immune system to fight diseases for you. And where current methods have had huge gains in areas like lymphoma, we think we can really help translate that gain to the broader space, even probably go beyond cancer to autoimmunity or infectious diseases that have been causing a lot of problems. So with the current methods, what they do is they typically use a virus to modify the genome of a T cell and induce the presentation of a particular receptor that's going to target it against, normally in those cases, against your B cells to try to eradicate the leukemia. However, what we could do is not just give these cells new receptors without using viruses, which do have their own risk profile, but we can also engineer other elements, so we can make these cells more effective. We can make their response more nuanced, so as opposed to going after a single marker, which you might also have in your brain and could kill you if you went after it, you can give a more detailed set of instructions to these cells. It's like, don't go to the brain, go to the tumor sites. And so those are the kinds of things that we think we can really help engineer and make a really big difference on. And if someday we could implement this as more of a portable benchtop platform, it's the kind of thing where you can have patient therapies kind of in the clinician's office as opposed to, taking out half their cells, shipping it off to some centralized facility and doing it there.
So immunotherapy as a whole is still pretty early. There's only one FDA-approved treatment for this. And one of the things that we're very well positioned is that we can do many types of molecules into many types of immune cells. So when you look at immunotherapy, that's going to be a key thing to enable to target many types of cancer. Right now, the results that are very promising are in leukemia and melanoma especially. If you want to extrapolate that to many other types of cancer, you will need different molecules and you will need different cells. And that's where we come in. We are really good at doing that. Second thing is that the cost of those treatments nowadays is really expensive. It's around $100,000. And if you want to take that treatment not only for cancer but for other diseases like infectious diseases in third world countries, you will need something that is much cheaper, exactly. We're not going to talk in detail how much cheaper, but our technology, you could make it in a way that that would meet that need, while other technologies wouldn't be conducive to achieve that.